Why don't you start it off?
Oh, man.
Clarence said DLLS. These two wins back to back. I know it's tonight's Kansas City, but just can you put stock in the impressive performance you guys have had in back-to-back weeks and 4 days? Have you had two more impressive back-to-back games against that caliber teams since you've been here?
I'm not sure if I have, honestly. On top of where we've put ourselves right before these games and just the place that we're in of having to get these wins against two elite teams. I mean, the two teams that played in the Super Bowl last year. Last year's last year, but you're talking about two organizations that obviously know how to win, and we just beat them both in two great games, as you said, in 4 days, and just showing the resiliency of this unit, of this brotherhood, on top of everything that we've been through. Yeah, I don't know if there's been two more impressive wins, but I can tell you right now that we're not going to just sit on some high because of that. We know we've got a big one coming again next week, and all this really does for us is just give us more confidence, knowing that we can go play with whoever.
You savor beating Patrick Mahomes?
One more time.
You savor beating Patrick Mahomes?
I mean, it's a team game. I can't say that. No, I mean, I can't say that. But we're 1-1. You know, hopefully we can play again, and hopefully we can play again in a bigger stage in a more meaningful game sooner than later. So he's a hell of a player. I mean, you watch that game right there, and, you know, we got the ball at the end of the game, and I knew we couldn't give it back to him. You know how great he is, and it's on his resume, and we've all seen it before, and you just saw the drive before that, their last drive, right, of the Mahomes magic. Yeah, I mean, he's an incredible player, but at the end of the day, this is a team game. This isn't necessarily me versus him. We both have a lot on us to go and help our teams win and do that, and I respect the hell out of him.
Dak Prescott with ESPN. Can you take us through the touchdown to Javonte and then the two-point play to George, how you were able to kind of get away from trouble, find both guys?
Yeah, just the first one. Obviously understanding, like, we got points. Let's not, let's be smart with the ball. They played a good coverage. They pretty much guarded everything that we had in the initial, on the touchdown, and just saw a lane, try to step up in that lane, and then a guy kind of came off of a block, and from there, Javonte kind of waved me down, showing me he was open, and just a backyard football that plays Javonte as much as it is me, and then the second one, going to my front side, my progression didn't work, and understanding it's a 2-point conversion, and we need it. Was just trying to make something happen with my feet. Felt like I could escape around the backside, was able to get out of that tackle, and when I did, GP just gave me a great answer. It was just being right there at the front pylon and made a hell of a catch.
I know you weren't sacked today, but you were hit a ton. How sore are you after a game like this, or does the soreness go away because it's on the winning end of things?
Yeah, so there's no soreness, especially when you win. And if anything, I'll probably feel it tomorrow. But it's a physical game, and I love that about the game of football. My offensive line did a hell of a job. As you said, it didn't get me sacked. This is pro ball playing against some amazing guys out there, and they've got their hands full, right? You're blocking Chris Jones and some of those other guys, and I always tell them we work hand in hand. I've got their back just the same as they've got mine. So I think tonight was an example of that, of, even if they weren't perfect, us together, we made it work and got the ball out. And if I take a hit here and there, so be it.
I'm sure with The Athletic, just from your perspective, these last 3 games, really 3 weeks of your guys' defense, what have you noticed about them, whether it's not necessarily just tonight, but just during the week and stuff like that, whether it be confidence or what stands out to you about them?
Yeah, their confidence. And that grows when you go out there and you make the plays and you win the games that we have against the 2 quarterbacks that those guys just, went and had outstanding performances against. It only grows further. And so they're a collective group, as I said, right, that we made some changes and, got some additions. And they felt like we also got some guys healthy and came back. And so I think, for a few weeks there, it wasn't even our defense, right? It wasn't the defense that's out there to now. We've got a group that's very confident in who they are and what they're doing in their communication. And you feel it throughout the week and just watching them go against the scout team and the reps that I do get to see. And then when you get out here on Sunday, they've just been impressive as hell. The biggest difference to me is just their third downs, the way they're making plays, getting off the field on third downs, giving us opportunities. And that breeds confidence to us.
And then during the week, you basically predicted that CeeDee would bounce back like he's done before after this game. What do you think of him tonight?
I told you. It's the way the guy's wired. That's what greatness looks like. You're going to have days that you're not proud of. You're going to have days that aren't to your standard, especially when your standard is as high as it is when you're CeeDee Lamb. And I just know the way that he approaches this game, the way that he loves this game and what he puts into it, he was going to answer back. And, you know, hearing him in the postgame say, whether it's good or bad, my next game is my best game. Like, that is the mentality. And he wears it. He practices that way. And it's no surprise that he went out there and did what he did tonight. And obviously in the yards, the catches, the touchdown, but also drawing the penalties and just being unstoppable.
Patrick.
Hey, Dak. Patrick Walker, DallasCowboys.com. Keeping to that tone of resilience, Kevontae Turpin had the unfortunate fumble 4 days ago against the Eagles, and in that same game, he bounces back and he makes explosive plays that helps you guys win. In this game, that effort play to jump on that fumble probably helped save this game. Let's talk about Kevontae Turpin and his level of consistency after adversity.
Yeah, he's a football player. Anything and everything you ask him to do, he's going to do it to 100%. You know, he's the type of guy we take him out and switch a different personnel because, you know, he was going to be on a tough block. He's pissed. He wants to make that block, you know, and he wants to show you, like, let me show you I can make it before you just, you know, take me out because of my size. And he's a dog, and we love Turp. He's one of the best, if not the best teammate that we have. I mean, we call it Turpin time when we're just going around and showing each other love, like you saw in the pregame. And that's something that we do every game that Shotty brings, and that's because that's who Turp is. And you just watch him and the way that he picks guys up, the way that he stays positive. There's no surprise that he's going to bounce back because he's always influencing other guys and helping them, you know, stay positive and bounce back from anything that they've done. So, hell of a teammate.
Also, you guys have an obvious spark. Now, 3 games in a row against the Eagles, including against the Chiefs. What can this team be going down the stretch?
We can be whatever we want to be. Everything's in front of us. I just was telling the offense of that when we're in, you know, those kneel downs at the end of the game. But it's not going to happen next Thursday. It's going to happen, you know, Sunday when we get in the building. It's just taking it one day at a time, putting everything in, understanding that we win during the week with our preparation, and then we just get to come out here and play the game that we love and playing it free. And so all these wins, all they've done is just given us more and more confidence. And this brotherhood is as strong and as tight as I've been around and seen. And we're playing elite complementary football right now. And so it's not something that we can hang our hat on and say, yeah, we've done, but we can build off of it. We can be proud of what we've done, but we've got to push forward knowing that that's all behind us, and what's important is what's in front of us. And anything that we've done up to this point really doesn't matter. We're still put ourselves in a tough position. Doesn't mean that we've got out of it just because of the 2 teams that we've beat. Next week's just as important as this game was.
Nick Harris, Forward Star Telegram. Coming out of the bye week, did you feel like there was an increased sense of urgency knowing that y'all had to put together a pretty special run to get into the postseason?
Most definitely. Simply because of what our record was at. And right where, I mean, and not only that, just where the league is and the NFC is, right, with the wins and those guys putting themselves ahead of us, it was ultimate urgency. Like as I've said before, we can't even think about the day past the day that we're on. We've just got to take it one game at a time. We can't get overwhelmed. We just be the men that we are and trust the process, focus on getting better each day, and we'll be able to put together wins like we have these past 3 games. And so all these wins do is just give us more confidence, like I said, and just reminds guys to stick to the process, that this is just a result of what we do during the week and the brotherhood that we have.
And speaking more to the confidence in CeeDee, late in the game, y'all had an opportunity to just wind the clock down. Y'all drive down the field. You take a 51-yard shot to CeeDee right out of the gate. Just to be able to do that and have the confidence in that, it could potentially stop the clock if it's incomplete. I mean, does that just speak more to the level of player that CeeDee is and you're trusting him right now?
I think that just speaks to the confidence that Shotty has in us, as much as anything. You know, the coverage is what dictated CeeDee getting the big ball. But if they would have been soft, I mean, GP was going to be running a good crossing route, and I had great check down. So it's just the confidence in Shotty to be able to call that play in that situation, knowing the guys that we have and understanding that I'll do right with the ball. I think that's the most important part of that play call. And just obviously safety rolls down, 1-on-1 now with CeeDee, and CeeDee just goes and makes a play. Wasn't wasn't that hard of a throw when you've got a guy like that, right? You just put some air under and let him go make the play, in which he did. And so we're confident in what we do. And Shotty's going to call those type of plays when we're in that situation because we want to win the game, and we're not playing to lose.
Garrett Podell, CBS Sports. Dak converted 9 of 16 third downs, 1 for 1 on 4th down. Why is kind of the money downs? Why are you guys having so much success right now?
Yeah, I mean, I would have to look at what those third down distances are, but I would say we're probably winning first and second down, and I would say we're putting ourselves in favorable third downs. To have a number like that, 9 of 16, I would guarantee you we were more 3rd and 6 and under than we were 7 and plus. So that's just a testament, right, to the offensive line, to everybody just doing their job one play at a time. That's something that we echo on the sideline and this comes from Clayton Adam, is do the next right thing and do right longer. And, I echo that to the guys, and we all echo it. And, it's do your 111th and trust the man next to you. And so when you're winning first and second down, you're putting yourselves in favorable third downs. That's where we're going to have success. And so that's where we want to be.
Jeff Gold with Fox 4. Dak, just going back to how tough the situation was coming out of the bye, 3-5-1, and then there's the tragedy. Think about what Shotty has been able to do during this 3-game stretch. These 3 wins, Super Bowl winning coaches on the other side for all 3 teams. How special has both his leadership and his coaching been in this stretch?
It's been amazing. It has. And, I just credit him for being the same, being consistent. And, it's something that he talks about, but to actually watch him, be consistent and be the same man through the adversity and now through some success, right? He's a hell of a leader. He's the right guy for the job. We're all following him. I know y'all see clips of the emotions and, guys follow him, but that's just throughout the day. If you were in every team meeting, you would understand that's who Shotty is. That's the way he's going to lead this group, and we're going to follow. We've put ourselves with these wins and against these teams in a solid situation, but I know he's going to continue to press us and, sticking to the process. And like I said, Sunday when we go in, this won't matter anymore. And that's an echo from Shotty, and that's him doing a hell of a job through everything that we've been through, to be honest.
Tommy Yarst, Cowboys.com. Brian was saying that these last couple games he's seen your offensive line kind of find an identity. Sure. Have you noticed that too? And if so, how would you define the identity they've sculpted for themselves?
Yeah, just one in the run game, right, establishing what they're good at in the run game. And I don't want to tell you, whether it's this scheme or that scheme that we're good at, but they're finding their groove in a certain scheme and certain plays and how we're attacking these guys. And then, to come out of a game like this, without any sacks, they're physical. They're physical. They're understanding their importance to this team. They're understanding how much their collaboration of talking and their communication, what that does, and how much that the rest of the guys and the skill players feed off of it. And they're an impressive group. And, I told them that when we were kneeling at the end of the game, just how thankful I am for them and, just for them to keep going. And when they keep going, they keep leading the way they are. We've got the playmakers to be special around, but it starts with those guys up front.
And Brian was complimentary of Malik Davis when he takes off on that huge touchdown run. What's going through your mind when you see him make that play?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you can go check the film. I put my arm up early, like the touchdown. And I don't know if there's a bigger fan in our locker room than me for Malik Davis. And you can ask some guys in there, whether it be Will Greer, whether it be some of the coaches. I've been a Malik fan since, from day one. Even when he was cut, I was a guy that was very disappointed, like understanding just, when you're a player, you see guys behind the scenes and you see what they do and how they take care of their body and the way that they approach the game and how much the game means to them. And he's an epitome of that. The guy came back when we signed him back and you could just see the hunger in his eyes and the way that he approached the game to, whether it's just trying to make the roster at first and then making the roster and, just then being a dog on special teams because he would say, hey, that's the only reps I've got to make the most of it. To now that he's gotten an opportunity in the backfield, it's no surprise to me. And I'm just so excited for him. He's reaping the benefits of the hard work that he puts in, but I can tell you he's not satisfied. He's going to keep working, and that's why I love him, and that's why I'm such a fan of him.
Elwin Henderson, Gilmore Mirror. Dak, obviously physically and mentally very demanding these 3 games in 10 days. How big and how important is this mini bye now, having 10 days before you have to play again?
Yeah, I mean, it's important, just especially being the holiday. You know, getting to hang out with the family, rest our body up for a couple of days, but we're ready to get back to work. You know, when you kind of flip the script and put together what we've done these last three games and play the complementary ball that we have, I know myself, and I'm sure and I hope the whole locker room is, right? They're itching to get back to work. So it's important for us to find balance in these next couple of days and stepping away from it, rejuvenating ourselves, but understanding, like, when we come in Sunday, it's go time. And like I said, we've got a hell of a game next Thursday against a really good team.
Clarence.
Oh. It wasn't G. I was just thought we were done. Go ahead. It's Thanksgiving, man. Let's roll. Let's go. I got some turkey.
They got a big party
the girls, it's late. The girls got to eat, then go to bed.
Class dismissed. Before the Eagles game, you were nursing the hip, and then you had the big run and the dive, and today you had the spin move. Just talk about your health, how you're feeling, and certainly compared to last year where you were and the things you're able to do this late in the season.
Yeah, I'm thankful. I really am. I'm thankful. It's not something that I want to boast upon. I'm just thankful to be healthy like I am. It's credit to Luke, my personal PT, right? Dr. Luke Miller, and just the rest of the staff, Britt Brown, all those guys, the strength staff, just the plan, not just myself, but the rest of the team, the way that they're taking care of our body, especially during this last 3 games in 11 days. That was strenuous on everybody, not just me. And so credit to everybody, Shotty, all of them, in their collective decision and whether to practice, when to practice, and, the pace that we're going at. And so I'm just thankful to be healthy. I'm just going to trying to keep do the next right thing, take care of my body, and be ready to go next Thursday.
Okay, we got to roll.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving.